In a world far away, on a cool Hellemont night, two old friends meet at a tavern in the city of Anbennar, the largest free city in the empire of Anbennar. A man, Albert Humhagorn, and his longtime friend, a dwarf named Hjalmar Ironaxe, catch up before they go on adventures of their own.
It's been a bit. How have you been, my friend?
Good. I have been quite busy these days, as you know. The world is changing fast, I tell you.
You always say that, but by my beard, it never does.
No, Hjalmar, I swear it's different this time. I've heard things, whispers.
Well, tell me, Al. If the world's a-changing, I must know.
You know I can't. Diplomat's code. They'll have me fired.
Can't you at least grant a story to an old friend before he leaves?
Ah, yes, I forgot. You are heading out east, are you?
To see my distant cousin, Thindri. They're going to form their own country, you know. Those old stone bastards. A paradise for us dwarves, can you believe it? A place to call home.
Yes, this home built on hammers I've so heard of. Well, I tell you this, my good friend. It's good you're getting out now. I fear the Empire may change drastically soon.
Oh, Al, you're such a worrier. The Empire just got out of the war. No one is in a rush to go back.
Oh, if only you knew, Hjalmar. I've spent a significant amount of time in Kavoria lately, and between us, they're making a play at the crown.
You can't be serious! Those poor swamp dwellers wouldn't know what to do with such responsibility.
Well, King Khmer sure knows how to run an army. He's expanded quite a bit south, you know, even into Bulwa. They also may have access to... Well, there's no need to go into that now.
So what are a few masked men going to do?
Maybe you're right, especially since they may have problems of their own.
How so?
I only know rumors, but if it has the Kavorian nobility spooked, it must be serious. The desert elves are taking over, and quite fast if my sources are true. Their horse archers are terrorizing the Bulwari people. If they can unite the sun elves and lead their lands, well, let's just be happy they are far away.
Dirty elves.
Yes, well, to be honest, those two great powers may turn out to be the least of our worries currently.
Oh, don't tell me this is about the orcs again. I've had it with the bloody orcs. My people are in the scan beating them down as we speak.
Yes, I'm aware. The green tide seems to be much less of an issue than I originally expected.
I can drink to that. I'm glad you agree, my friend. The orcs aren't an issue. Soon the scan will be dwarven land.
Well, not to bring you down, but the green tide seems to be much less green than anticipated, and much more grey.
Huh? I'm not following.
The grey orcs, they're coming. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, right. They don't come in grey, Al. You are losing it.
No. Before I travelled to Kavoria, I spent some time in Vitesk. Mayor Kalas wanted me to check in on their fast expansion in the Dame's Head. Dreary place, that is. Every time I go there, I can't take my eyes off that dreaded tower, crumbling as it may. Ugh.
You're losing me. I care not for some merchants in the broken tower.
Okay. When I was there, I saw an orc. Tall, strong and scary as can be, and grey, not green, enter the city. Supposedly a diplomat from the Frozen Moor. He had a whole entourage with him.
Nonsense. Men and orcs have no business together.
Ah, yes, most don't, but Vitesk. You see, they made a deal with those monsters to the north.
A deal? How could they? They should be kicked from the Empire.
Quiet. You know Vitesk has spies everywhere, and tensions are still high within the Empire. This is just what I've seen. I don't wish to start wars based on the aging eyes of an old diplomat. However, there was a grey orc, walking into Baal Vitesk itself, and walking out with carts full of gold.
But why fund the armies of these monsters? I've
heard Gawed pulled their men out of the Greenland Tenbury short after, returning it to Vitesk. Must have been a terms of peace between the wars of northern men and orcs. The orcs weakened Gawed, their only threat, and fund their armies. Meanwhile, Vitesse continues to grow.
Well, the men of the north are going to be giving up much more land than that, Al. Those pretentious elf fuckers took even more from them.
Oh, Lorenz, you mean? Yes, there seems to be quite a power vacuum in the north now, due to the Grey Orcs' warmongering. My money is on the reavers of the Dragon Coast.
Maybe if they could run a country. For how corrupt they are, you'd think they were being ruled by moon elves.
Right, and yes, they may be in a rough situation currently. However, they still have some of the mightiest ships in Canol, and a strong leader, Ylva Reaver, who's won them quite a bit of land. With a weak Goed, you could capitalize. I hear they also have secured an alliance with Vitesse. Some of that merchant gold could go a long way in the hands of a Reaver captain, especially with one who has their eyes set on the horizon. Also, you didn't hear from me, but if Ylva hadn't listened to an old fling's advice... Well, old friend, you never were one for diplomatic ramblings. Until next time, I hope you find a home with your brethren. I expect great things from them.
Albert threw a few coins on the table and left the tavern. He felt the cool Halamant air. This would be the last time he saw his friend for a while. They would both have long journeys ahead of them. While walking, he saw a man in ragged clothes yelling to a crowd.
The end is nigh! Run, everyone! We must flee west. Monsters are coming!
Sir, please, the orcs may be strong, but the Empire's as strong as ever, and we will prevail.
The orcs? No, worse. A different monster. One worse. Evil. So evil. Immortal.
Albert steps back, afraid the man had exposed him.
How could he know? The world is not yet ready for such a thing. Especially not here, not now.
We went to kill him. In the mountains. We could have stopped it. The screams, the dark, the horror. Those little creatures, I tried. He killed all of my party. They kept yelling his name. His name. The fear. I can't escape it. They kept chanting it. Over and over.
Albert breathed a sigh of relief, for this was just the ramblings of a drunk man. But his curiosity got the better of him, and he asked,
Well, what were they chanting?
Duck, 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 duck.
The old and tired diplomat laughed and walked away.
Oh dear.
What a silly name, he thought, for such a supposed evil. He looked out across the city, Anbennar, the city of the world's desire. He would have to leave it once again, for he must continue to fulfill his duties as a diplomat. He needed more information. For now he would head back to Corveria. The great powers of the world were changing rapidly, and their clash seemed inevitable.